Hi guys, nice quick update this week. So nothing major. I have some okras in here. That's pretty much the only thing that's really new and growing. The squash, look at the size of them in there. So to be honest with you, I had a joke with a friend of mine the other day. I was like, it's hardly worth your while really growing them. Oh, well, look, I have a new female coming up because there's been so many male flowers, but definitely not enough females. But it's after coming down onto the ground, which you can see here, and we have more growth. So finally, I have more. We have, again, the courgettes have started to have some more fruit or vegetables, whichever you want to call it. I'm getting so many tomatoes between these ones in here and this. There's just a stack of tomatoes, which is fabulous. The strawberries were really late this year, so I'm delighted because it means at the moment we're getting loads of strawberries and also loads of raspberries that are just there. Look at the dirt on the greenhouse. I'm not going to start cleaning that. The pumpkin, I was wrong. I thought what was growing over here was actually fertilized, but it wasn't. So it was actually starting to rot, so rip that out. This is our sweet potato. I've never grown sweet potato before, but I think it's probably getting ready to harvest, or should be ready to harvest, because it's in there over 3 months. So I'm going to maybe harvest that this week if I have time, or I might leave it just for another 2 or 3 weeks, because we're not around a lot this week. So I want to enjoy it, the fruits fresh. In here, nothing really else is growing. That is, there's a cucumber in there, I need to remember. Sometimes you have to go hunting. Look, there's loads of gherkins. I've been giving away loads of pickles to colleagues and friends, which is fab. Because the beans, you can see the weather has changed. You can definitely feel a temperature change. And even my partner is laughing at him. He said that there's a different smell in the air. And there truly is. You can start to feel that it's becoming more autumnal. I can spot loads of more gherkins in there that I've missed, so I need to get them. But the beans, the runner beans, are starting to go brown, which again, it's normal. I was down at a friend of mine, and in his greenhouse, he has lovely aubergines, and mine has just been a gift for the caterpillars, is all it is. Look at the chilies down here, lovely big ones. I'm leaving them to actually go red, so fingers crossed. That's kind of been it. Lots of raspberries as well, look at them all here, so fabulous. It's super windy, and this is the sweet corn, which you might remember a couple of weeks ago, for those of you that have been following, it got really battered and blown over, but they've come back up along. I don't know, there's some other sweet corn in there that are growing, but it's probably going to end up being too late. Look at the height, because it is now September, and if we were getting good weather, I would not really be too worried, but the weather has definitely changed and it's got cooler, and the rain expected for this week is not great, but still the greenhouse is a really nice temperature. It's 22 degrees, so from that point of view everything is fine in here, so it's staying really nice. I keep the door closed more now than I did in the past, just try and keep the heat in during the day, but it stays a really nice temperature, which is great. So everything is still really lush except the beans, but the beans did their job. They attracted in a lot of pollinators, but next year when I plant up the greenhouse, I am going to plant in some more plants to attract in more bees, because the more bees you can get into your greenhouse, the better. So definitely I'll be planting maybe some lavender or whatever else. So I've been thinking about lots of different things that I'm going to do next year in terms of swap things around. I'm hopefully going to overwinter the peppers. You can see the peppers here, because they shouldn't die off. Same with the chilies, they should be absolutely fine. I might clip them back a little bit, but you can see the slugs have definitely got their food, their fill. I'm going to come out maybe some evenings this week and try and catch some of them, because it's not just slugs, it's a caterpillar. So we have had caterpillars in here, and as I spot them, I pop them out and feed them to the little robin. But Yeah, it's a challenge, and I'm using the neem oil, but and I'm desperate not to revert to using some sort of harsh chemical because we eat the fruit and the veg, and I just don't really want to spray that on it. Look at this, is so fast, it's actually quite surprising. This is the papaya tree. Like literally every week it's taller, so it's fab. So that will be coming inside in 2 or 3 weeks. But I'm going to leave it out here for as long as possible, and then I'm going to bring it inside so it'll get nice and warm, and it'll stay warm, and I'll overwinter it inside. And then next summer, then it'll be brought out, or next spring it'll be brought out here once the greenhouse stays at about 20 degrees most days, because papayas do not like the cold, obviously. But that's it. Like, even look at my cherry tree. Like, when I bought it, it was down to here, and now it's up really tall. I actually need to stake it up so that this will start growing up straight. But even the pear tree, there's been great. Like, I left them in here this year so that the heat and the feeding and whatever else would push them on. So next year they're all going to be planted outside, or else put into larger pots on the patio, because I think they might be pretty. But this is, yeah, cherry. I may actually not put this outside because the little birdies go crazy for cherries, so the pear can go out, but the cherry tree might stay in here. But that's kind of it. I'm not going to keep rambling. Thanks so much for the comments and the questions and the support. It's really well appreciated. I would really appreciate if you would give it that like and that thumbs up, and please, if you haven't subscribed, please do. And this is very much a new channel. And I just come out here every week and just show you what I'm growing in my greenhouse, how things are doing. Look at the oranges, and the lemons are really ripening up. But yeah, I just show you what I'm growing, what's going well, what's not going so well, what I'm eating and what's eating my stuff. But I've mentioned it before, I think it's okay. The plant itself is quite healthy and it's quite happy, so I don't really mind a little bit. If a certain amount is being eaten by slugs or by caterpillars. They need to survive too, especially the caterpillars. We want more butterflies. So, but you can see that's the passion fruit over there. It's done quite well this year. It got a little bit swamped with the tomato plants, but it's okay. They're all doing fine. And it's nice to see that things are still flowering. So like, this is the gherkins, and they're all still flowering again. So I keep picking them so that we'll get more and more and more all the time. But it's great. And yeah, long may it continue. I'm hoping to push this growth into October. That's kind of the plan. These are all those, that's the pineapple. It's much happier. Look at the avocados. Again, they'll all be brought inside. I'm probably going to put these into the bathroom because the steam will do great. I've all those little sapling trees growing down here. But I am really curious to see what we got out of the sweet potato. So maybe when I know we're home and we're going to be able to enjoy it, I'll pick it. And if I'm not mistaken, that is a nettle. Yeah, that is a nettle growing amongst the lemon balm. So this actually is what introduced green fly into my greenhouse. So guys, sometimes you need to be careful when you bring things in, because it was this that brought the green fly into the greenhouse. Now I sprayed everything with this neem oil, and that got rid of it. But when it was really, really hot in the summer, there was no slugs in here. But now that it's got a little bit cooler in here, there's loads of slugs. And obviously somewhere they have laid some eggs because there's lots of baby slugs. So I'm just picking them out, as hand picking them. But the caterpillars I struggle to find. And I also imagine that give it about a week or so more, the caterpillars will start to hibernate, and they'll go into their cocoons and they'll stop eating everything in here. And I didn't mind because I was getting nothing off these aubergines, unfortunately. And I'm not going to now because there's very few bees around at the moment. So this time of year, there's less and less. So, right, guys, have a lovely week. Stay positive, stay green, stay gardening. And as I said, please do like and subscribe, and check back in next week to see what actually is growing in the greenhouse, because it's the first week of September, so everything is changing. It's definitely wetter and windier, I've even noticed a little bit of water when it's really, really heavy rain. There's a little bit of water coming along down here. That's not necessarily a negative, especially with the squash, because they're so water hungry. They'll actually put down some roots into the bark mulch, and it is all bark mulch as well, so it's absolutely fine. So have a great week.